Hi, this is Tamika with Create a Generational Love Cycle. Today is December 13th, 2021, approximately 12 days until Christmas, and we're looking at about 18 days until the end of the year. And while the past 2 years, and when we say the past 2 years, we're talking about the coronavirus, this pandemic that infected many, that many lost their lives to, that put us in the house, away from family. And I saw something actually online, and it confirmed what my mother said, that coronavirus is a time for people to get to know themselves. And I heard someone else say recently on LinkedIn, actually, a time is giving you something else. It's giving you time, which often in our busy everyday lives, we often overlook this precious time that we have. And not just with family and those we love, but the time that we have with ourselves, to really look back and see not only what we've gone through, but also to look at that strength, perseverance, that resistance to give up, to believe in something greater, even when we don't admit it to ourselves, something greater than our experiences. I saw today on one of the social media pages, and it was the thought that and I can understand it, how we can get frustrated with all of the positivity, all of the, being strong, be brave, be resilient. And it was the statement that, I just want to cry. I just want somebody to hear my voice, to hear my pain. And it's true. There was a point in my life, in my mid-20s, where, after experiencing childhood sexual abuse, I started looking at it from a student's perspective. Started changing what I thought about different things like mistakes, and changing it to life lessons. When I was shortly after the abuse, around 10 years of age, I'm going to change mistakes to life lessons because it sounds better. Mistakes sound so, negative, especially as a student, that we're always learning. When I look back on it now, that I don't want to regret life, that I want to learn from the lessons of others. And I found myself more on the positive side of things, where I just felt like there was more to life than the abuse. And I've mentioned this before, and having my mother learning from her life lessons, give from the heart, live another day. Just because someone else did something doesn't mean you have to do it. Take care of home first. Listen, move forward in life, how you can't change the past. So what you can do is move forward. All of this. And I not only saw it, heard it from my mother, but I saw it. I saw her giving when others would just constantly take. And there was some bitterness, that, I felt like, why do we have to be so nice to those that are not nice to us, that use and misuse and abuse? And then it hit me that when you give from the heart, it's not about them, it's about you. And I heard what the person was saying, because I too, in my mid-20s, I doubted. There was a time I doubted my healing. There was a time where I got fed up with my positivity, with this mindset of turning the other cheek and doing things right. And I felt like, doing things right and weeding out people that I didn't want in my life, the paths that I didn't want to go down. Often I left them to travel down the path that I wanted to travel down, the path that I felt was right in my heart. And when I doubted my healing and allowed all of this negativity to come into my life, everything that God, I felt like that everything God had carried me through, I went back into it. And I started picking up these weeds that became seeds in my subconscious garden. Where you start, where I was called a liar for telling my truth, where, was I truly a bad person? I started re-looking at that. And in hindsight, I see literally God carrying me through that and not allowing it to hit me, but I picked it up. And I felt sorry for myself. And it's so quick, so easy for us to build a monster inside of us when we think about all of the quote unquote negative things that people did to us, the things, the actions, their pain actually projected onto us. It's so easy to get upset, to have anger and self-pity and self-doubt and resentment and vengeance and shame and guilt, all of those life-draining emotions. But I feel like I did as a child, and what has brought me full circle back around is that I don't need to struggle the rest of my life because of what someone did to me. That yes, if I look at that, I could find myself crying and blaming and feeling shameful and guilty, because believe me, it waits there for you to bring you into the darkness, to continue the dark cycle of pain, to let it fester in you. But it's not about being positive to me. It's about setting my navigation to I don't have to struggle, and others do not have to struggle either. That again, it's not about being brave, being resilient. Honestly, it's about being true to myself. I am already brave. I am already resilient. I am already love and compassion. We are those things. We don't have to just become or be. We are those things. And that's what I choose to live with. I know there are a lot of people that can say things and you see them doing the opposite. I've been there. I've seen it. Even from family members, I've seen it. But what I chose as a child and what I now choose consciously as an adult is to live my life in my truth. When you look at the things that anger and jealousy and bitter and resentment and shame can do to you, when you look at the cortisol levels and how this magnificent flight or fight that has kept us surviving throughout the years, our ancestors from animals, when you look at the body's ability to make you move faster, to increase blood flow to your heart and to your muscles so that you can get out of danger. It is a magnificent system, but it's not meant for us to repeat over and over throughout our life. People have shared with me, I have seen the devastating effects of anger and resentment and shame and guilt. I have seen where we don't take care of our body and have experienced it because of this anger, shame, and guilt, that we feel that we're unworthy. But do we have to live that way? Do we have to live our life where we're crying, where we're upset, where we're angry, where we're fearful of our own childhood? Because within my trauma, I found myself. I saw that resilient child. That is what keeps me living every day and knowing that I am not my experience. We are not our traumas. We are the spirit experiencing something human, something, unfortunately, someone else's pain, and we don't have to carry it. So for me, it's not about being positive. It's about beyond surviving. It's about thriving. It's about enjoying this precious gift of life that I have. I heard the other day someone else died. They're gone. They're physically not here with us. Nothing is promised to us. So instead of crying every day, instead of being angry every day, instead of being bitter, resentful, hurtful, I choose to be who I am: compassionate, loving, resilient. I choose to be that way because no amount of feeling sorry for myself, no amount of external comforters, alcohol, drugs in any form, food, will undo what has been done. So for me, it is a way of life that I choose, I want to have. We have choices to make in life. Every year, this is the time that I clean up, get my taxes ready. Ugh, I don't like it, but I do it. I'm not a big fan of it. I clean up my office, clean up my paperwork, go weed through some stuff. Not perfect, but I go through it. And this is a time where not only do I weed through the material stuff, but also my thoughts and who I am and the gaps between that, the gaps of remembering what was done, of how I think I should feel because of what was done, how I should feel so that people can see I'm angry, that I didn't like it. I don't have to show through my emotions, through anger, that I didn't like it. It's obvious that no child should ever experience abuse in any form. That no child likes their body to be violated, their mind, their moral standards and truth. We don't fully understand what we're being told or forced to do, but we know that it's wrong. But yet still we have someone who's telling us it's right. I don't have to prove that I dislike something because it is evident that it is wrong, a violation of human rights, morality. If we continue to hold on to these life-draining emotions, what do we expect will happen? What do you want? You want someone to acknowledge your pain. The first step is acknowledging our own pain, because not everybody will be on board with us, and I've realized that. And yes, it hurts when people deny your pain. But remember, they will not deny your pain if they cannot deny theirs. So I hope that in this new year, you'll see it more than being positive. If you believe that being strong and brave is positive, and I do not discount our experiences. I know they are different. People project pain differently. But I know the underlying themes of pain, betrayal and confusion, and all of the other emotions that I mentioned. But I also know that we are greater than our experience. That the way that we help to undo this cycle of pain is by allowing our pain to transform us. And it's more of transcending us to the other state of being, where we shine our light, where we allow our pain to develop into compassion, to take a stand that no one goes through any type of pain, feeling misused or abused. That we do what we can to create a generational cycle of love. And it's not about being strong for the next generation. It's about leading the next generation. It's about showing people who we are, remembering who we are, that we are not our pain, we are not projected pain, that we are love. So I hope that this year you will work on creating a generational cycle of love, but it has to start inside first. We may have our moments of memories, but as you work through these memories, as you work through your emotions, as you work through the pain, as you work through it, face it, accept it, acknowledge it, and work through it so that it does not master you, that you master it, and tell you how in 2022 and beyond you will use it for the betterment of yourself and the world. Take your life back. You were not meant to be in despair every day, to have nightmares every day or every night or every so often, to have daymares. You were not meant to do that. You know why I know? Because I know it's possible, because I have lived it. I know what it's like to not have those nightmares, to face the truth of what happened. And I thought I could move on with my life, but realizing there are so many people out there that are still struggling with the pain. And I've had my own struggles of doubt that I continue to face, to continue to strive to walk up the mountains, to go through the dark valleys and say, I am better than what I've experienced. That I resist continuing a cycle of pain, that I will help my children feel good about themselves on the inside. Because when they do feel good about themselves on the inside, they're going to project that on the outside. And that's where we all have to get, where we feel good on the inside. I mean, truly feel good. That it's not about saying all this positive stuff, but you are saying it because that's who you are. That's who you've chosen to be. This will be my last recording for the year. And I will be going on a holiday break with my children and enjoying family time. And I hope that you get to enjoy some of that time too as well. And I just wish you not just a happy holiday season, but I hope that you make use of this, whatever time you have, a day, 5 days, 2 weeks, 14 days, that you will make use of this time and use it to really choose who you want to be from this day forward. Whatever day you're working on, who you want to be. Because who you want to be, if it's all strength and it's bravery and it's resiliency, guess what? You're just wanting to be who you already are. And if you don't know who it is, look at somebody who you admire. Look at the qualities that you resonate with, even if you don't want to admit it. Who do you admire? Who do you truly admire? and ask yourself, who am I? How will I make my mark on this world? This is Tamika Chambers. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter. Twitter. I don't erase all my bloopers. I keep them. Bloopers is what kept me laughing throughout the years. But TamikaSChambers.com. To you and yours, a very merry holiday season, a very enlightening 2022 and beyond.